You've probably experienced this mind-bending phenomenon without even realizing it. That job you desperately wanted for months, it never came through. But that opportunity you barely cared about, it landed in your lap overnight. The relationship you obsessed over for weeks, it slipped away. But someone amazing showed up the moment you stopped looking. This isn't coincidence. This isn't luck. This is one of the most powerful laws of reality that 99% of people completely miss, and it's been sabotaging your dreams without you even knowing it. What if everything you've been taught about manifestation is completely backwards? What if the harder you try, the further away your dreams actually get? And what if the secret to having everything you want is literally doing nothing about it? I know this sounds impossible, but by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this works and how to use it to transform your life starting today. Because once you see what's really happening behind the scenes, you'll never chase anything ever again. Here's what's actually happening that nobody talks about. Every single time you chase something, every moment you desperately hope and check for signs, you're sending out one crystal clear signal: I don't have this. And here's the thing. Reality doesn't care what you say you want. It only responds to the energy you're actually broadcasting. Think about it like this. When you already have something, do you chase it? Do you constantly wonder when it's going to show up? Do you check your bank account every hour hoping your paycheck will appear? Of course not. You know it's there, so you act accordingly. But when you want something you don't have, everything changes. You start hoping, wishing, visualizing, taking massive action, all while unconsciously screaming, I don't have this yet, with every fiber of your being. And reality, being the perfect mirror it is, keeps reflecting that exact state back to you. Now contrast that with indifference, when you don't really care about something, when you're not attached to the outcome, when you're not desperately monitoring every sign, you're not broadcasting lack, you're not in resistance, you're not blocking anything, so it flows to you effortlessly because there's nothing in the way. This is why people win the lottery when they buy a ticket on a whim, but never when they play the same numbers religiously for years. This is why you get that text from your ex the moment you genuinely stop caring, not when you're desperately hoping they'll reach out. The energy is completely different. This is where everything you thought you knew about getting what you want gets flipped upside down. Most people believe reality is this external force they have to convince, manipulate, or work harder to change. They think if they just take enough action, visualize hard enough, or follow the right steps, they'll force their dreams into existence. But here's the shocking truth nobody wants to tell you. Your reality isn't something that's happening to you. It's something that's responding from you. Every single thing showing up in your life right now is a direct reflection of your internal state, not your external efforts. Think about someone who's naturally confident. They don't have to try to get respect. People just give it to them. They don't have to chase opportunities. Opportunities find them. Why? Because their internal state of confidence is so strong that reality has no choice but to mirror it back. Now think about someone who's constantly worried about money. They can work 80-hour weeks, follow every business strategy, take every course, but somehow money problems keep showing up. That's not because they're not working hard enough. It's because their internal state is broadcasting, I don't have enough, and reality keeps delivering exactly that experience. Your external world is basically a printout of your internal programming. And here's what's mind-blowing about this. The moment you change your internal state, your external reality starts shifting to match it. Not because you did more, but because you became more. This is why doing nothing is actually the most powerful thing you can do, because when you stop trying to force change from the outside and start embodying it from the inside, everything shifts effortlessly. Decades ago, a man named Neville Goddard cracked the code on manifestation in a way that most people still don't understand today. He didn't tell people to hope harder, wish more, or take massive action. Instead, he said something that sounds almost too simple. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. But here's what most people miss about that statement. He didn't say hope for or visualize or work toward. He said assume, and there's a massive difference between those things. When you assume something, you don't question it. You don't wonder if it's true. You don't look for proof. You simply know it. Think about it. You assume the sun will rise tomorrow. You don't check the weather app every hour to confirm it. You don't visualize the sunrise. You don't take action to make it happen. You just know it will. So you plan your day accordingly. That's the energy Neville was talking about. When you assume your desire is already fulfilled, you stop operating from lack and start operating from completion. You stop chasing because there's nothing to chase. It's already yours. But here's the part that trips everyone up. You can't fake an assumption. You can't just tell yourself, okay, I assume I have $1 million, while your heart is racing with anxiety about your bills. Reality doesn't respond to what you say you assume. It responds to what you actually feel and believe at the deepest level. A real assumption feels natural, effortless, and unquestionable. And when you can get into that state, when you can genuinely assume your desire is already yours, everything starts moving toward you without you having to lift a finger. Now let me break down exactly how to use this in your life, with 3 simple steps that will completely transform how you approach your desires. Step 1. Stop chasing immediately. Right now, you're probably operating from "I need this to happen" mode, and that energy is keeping you stuck in an endless loop. Every time you think, "Where is it?" or "Why isn't it here yet?" you're reinforcing its absence. If you already had what you wanted, would you be searching for it? Would you be anxiously checking for signs? Of course not. You'd be relaxed, confident, and certain. That's the energy that actually attracts what you want. Step 2. Stay in the state without breaking. This is where most people mess up completely. At first, you might feel good, confident that it's already yours. But then a few hours pass, maybe a day, and suddenly that little voice creeps in. Wait, but where is it? That moment right there is your test. The second you start doubting, searching, or checking again, you undo everything and slip right back into the energy of not having it. The key is making peace with not knowing when or how it will show up. Step 3. Make peace with the silence. There's always a gap between assuming something is yours and seeing it show up in your physical reality. Most people panic during this phase because they think something's wrong or they're not doing it right. But this gap isn't a delay, it's alignment. Reality is literally recalibrating itself to match your new internal state. Your only job during this phase is to stay calm and refuse to go back into chase mode. These 3 steps sound simple, but they'll revolutionize everything once you actually apply them consistently. This phase is where everything either comes together or falls apart, and most people have no idea it even exists. After you've stopped chasing and settled into knowing your desire is already yours, something interesting happens. Silence. Nothing seems to be moving, no obvious signs, no dramatic shifts, just quiet. And this is exactly where 99% of people lose it completely. They think, okay, I did everything right, so where's my manifestation? That single thought pulls them right back into waiting mode, and they start the whole cycle over again. But here's what's really happening during this silence that changes everything. Reality isn't ignoring you. It's not testing your patience. It's not making you prove how much you want something. During this silence phase, reality is literally reorganizing itself at levels you can't even see. Think of it like remodeling a house. Before you see the beautiful finished result, there's a period where everything looks chaotic and nothing seems to be working. Your job during this phase isn't to do more, try harder, or look for proof. Your job is to stay in the energy of someone who already has what they want. Because the moment you start scrambling for evidence, the moment you slip back into "but when will it happen" mode, you interrupt the entire process. The silence isn't empty, it's full of invisible movement, alignment, and orchestration happening behind the scenes. Every person who needs to be in position is moving into place. Every circumstance that needs to shift is shifting. Every opportunity that needs to open is opening. But you can't see any of it yet, and that's exactly how it's supposed to work. The people who master manifestation aren't the ones who can visualize the best or take the most action. They're the ones who can sit in this silence without breaking, knowing with absolute certainty that everything is already done. You've already seen this work in your own life. You just didn't realize what was happening. Think about the last time something amazing showed up effortlessly. Maybe you got an unexpected promotion, met someone incredible, or received money you weren't expecting. What was your energy like right before it happened? You weren't desperately hoping for it. You weren't checking your phone every 5 minutes waiting for good news. You weren't obsessing over when or how it would come. You were just living your life, probably not even thinking about it. And suddenly, boom, there it was. Or think about those moments when you genuinely stopped caring about something you wanted. Maybe you'd been trying to get back with an ex for months, then finally decided you were done and moved on with your life. Within days, they texted you. Or that job you interviewed for weeks ago that you'd completely forgotten about. The one that called you back when you least expected it. This isn't luck or coincidence. This is the law in action. When you're not chasing, you're not broadcasting lack. When you're not desperately waiting, you're not in resistance. When you're not checking for signs, you're not interfering with the process. Even right now, there are probably things flowing into your life effortlessly that you're not even paying attention to. Small synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, people showing up at the perfect time. That's what happens when you're not in your own way. The difference between what flows easily and what feels impossible isn't the size of the desire or how much you want it. It's entirely about your internal state and whether you're operating from having it or needing it. So here's your moment of truth. Right now, you have two paths in front of you, and the one you choose will determine everything that happens next. Path 1. You can go back to overthinking, second-guessing, and anxiously waiting for your dreams to manifest. You can keep chasing, keep checking for signs, keep wondering when it's all going to work out. You can stay stuck in the same cycle that's been keeping your desires just out of reach. Or Path 2. You can do the one thing that actually changes everything. Nothing. You can stop chasing right now. Stop checking. Stop waiting. Step into the energy of someone who already has what they want, and watch as reality begins to rearrange itself around your new state of being. The choice is entirely yours, but understand this: the universe isn't testing you or making you wait. It's simply matching the energy you're putting out. Change your energy. Change your reality. It really is that simple. Here's what I want you to do right now to lock this in. First, think of one thing you've been chasing that just won't come. Now imagine you already have it. How would that feel? How would you act? How would you move through your day? Hold that feeling for just 10 seconds and notice how different it is from the energy of wanting it. That right there is the shift. That's the energy that makes everything flow to you effortlessly. And if you can stay in that energy consistently, without slipping back into chase mode, your life is about to change in ways you can't even imagine. But here's the thing: this only works if you actually apply it. Knowledge without action is just entertainment. So if this video resonated with you, if you felt that shift I was talking about, I need you to do 3 things right now. First, smash that like button to let me know this landed. Second, subscribe and hit the notification bell because I'm dropping more game-changing content like this every single week. And third, drop a comment below telling me one thing you're going to stop chasing starting today. Type "I let go and it flows" if you're ready to step into this new energy. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is absolutely nothing at all.